Hello everyone, and welcome to my classic Season of Discovery investment guide part 2. In this video you can expect me to show what I've purchased, the price, and also showing my bank characters. Those of you who has purchased my investment guide will of course also have known of all these investments for a long time, and you will probably benefit a lot from this video. So this is my cloth bank character. The silk cloth I will use to level up my first aid, and I will try to get another 5 or 10 stacks before the launch of phase 2. However, Bolt of Silk Cloth will be used by tailors to power level their profession to around 200, so there will be a high demand for this in the beginning, and I expect to make such a big profit on these. But I expect to make an even bigger profit on my Bolt of Mage Weave. I've paid between 14 to 19 silver each for these, and I feel like it's kinda cheap when the winter price is 12.5 silver, also because we only need 4 of these bolts to make a 12 slot bag in the next phase. And right now, 10 slot bags sells for a high amount of gold, so these will definitely also do the same. Especially if you consider the price I've purchased my cloth for, then I've paid around 80 silver for each of these bags, and right now a 10 slot bag can easily be sold for around 3 to 5 gold each. For those of you wondering how you collect a Bolt of Mage Weave and also Bolt of Rune Cloth, then you can do this with fishing in phase 1, simply by fishing in higher level zones where you can fish up trunks that has these materials. These trunks can also contain leather, for example heavy leather, thick leather, and even rugged leather. And heavy and thick leather is gonna be in such a high demand for people who wish to power level their leatherworking, but also to craft higher level green and blue items in phase 2. For example, the best in slot helm for a feral druid, and also a pair of shoulders and another helm. But in order to get to the level where you can craft these amazing items, you're also required to use a lot of heavy hide. So those are invested into, and yeah, I purchased them for anywhere between 2 to 4 silver each. Kinda cheap when the vendor price is 2 silver. Another thing I've also done is to visit different open world vendors where you can purchase higher level potions. These will be in such a high demand in the next phase, especially the mana potions. I don't expect to be selling my greater healing potions, as I'll probably be using these myself when I have to level up, for example if I'm about to die due to world PvP or a creature. What might also be increasing in price is gonna be the rum, especially if the next raid is gonna be more difficult compared to for example BFD that doesn't require these right now. But having 150 more health is definitely gonna be useful. I've also got myself some superior healing potions, and these will definitely also be selling, especially to people who would like to progress in the new raid as fast as possible. I've also got myself some Brewsweed and of course Swift Fistle. This herb will be in high demand for the rest of Season of Discovery, as you can use it for Fistle Sea, that will always be useful for rogues, and of course Swiftness potions and Swim Speed potions. So these 3 things will always be in high demand. The Brewsweed is mainly for when I have to level up alchemy, or well, when other people have to level up alchemy in phase 2. And there's even 4 other herbs that will always be in high demand in phase 2 as well, and those you could farm right now and even purchase on the auction house. It's the Life Root, King's Blood, Strangle Kelp, and Wild Steel Bloom. Therefore, I've also invested a bit of gold into the Life Root, as this herb is needed if you wish to craft the Mighty Troll's Blood potion, and this potion will be in high demand for tanks. I've also got a bit of Strangle Kelp. No matter what, then these will sell for the rest of classic Season of Discovery, and the reason for this is because the Strangle Kelp you need in order to craft the free action potions, and these potions can sometimes be useful in raids and dungeons, but especially if you PvP. To craft a free action potion you will also need oily blackmouth, blackmouth oil, and this is crafted with oily blackmouth. So I've stacked up on a bit of this, and when we combine it together with the Strangle Kelp, then I've actually got quite a few free action potions to craft. Another material I've invested a bit of gold into is the small flame sack, but as it's still speculations, then I've decided not to spend too much gold. The small flame sack and fire oil can be combined into the fire protection potion, and if there's going to be fire damage in the new raid Nomagan, then these might also increase in price. But because we still don't know anything, then I've also decided not to invest too much gold. To craft the fire oil, you will need to get some firefin snappers, so those I've also got a bit of. And even though I might not be able to sell fire protection potions in the next phase, then I can still sell fire oil to people who wish to craft these items as a tailor. I've also purchased some elemental water, elemental earth, and air. These materials will be needed for people who wish to craft this amazing robe as a tailor. And who knows, maybe Blizzard will introduce new things to professions that will also require these materials. Nonetheless, then I've paid next to nothing. Elemental water I paid an average of 4.1 silver for, elemental earth 8 silver, elemental air around 12 silver. I've also purchased a lot of jades. Most of these I've got for anywhere between 7 to around 8 silver each, and the window price is 7 silver, so if I'm unlucky and I can't flip these again, well, then I've just lost a couple of silver. One fish that will always be in high demand is the Deviate Fish. This you can use as a cooker to transform it into another fish that allow you to transform yourself into a pirate or a ninja. So these two will actually always be in a high demand, especially for those people that don't like the character's appearance. One material you should also be looking out for is the magic dust. This you can use to put a target to sleep for up to 30 seconds. Useful in PvP, but in PvE there might be new encounters that could be difficult, and then you can use this as a way for you to CC the target. Another material that seems pretty cheap right now is the lesser Moonstone, and those I've also invested into, just in case there's gonna be increased demand in Phase 2 when they're actually gonna be needed. I've also got myself some iron ores and iron bars. You will need a lot of these in order to level up your blacksmithing anytime soon, and as of right now there's not really a demand, so therefore I believe the price is also a bit cheap. One thing I've also enjoyed a bit of is fishing, and when you fish in higher level zones you can also get iron bound and methyl bound trunks. In these trunks you can then get higher level green items that you can't really obtain in the game beside fishing. So here I for example have a pair of level 40 plate boots. These are gonna be in high demand anytime soon, at least for people who either prepare or for those who get to 40 as quickly as possible, so I can definitely sell those for a high amount of gold. You can also get recipes, weapons, yeah, a lot of different things. Also potions like I've invested into in the beginning of the video. Besides being able to get recipes, then you can also get schematics, for example this amazing one, plans for blacksmithing, patterns for leatherworking, and so on. Right now many people might also be fishing and collecting some of these, and maybe even post them on the auction house for a low amount of gold because they don't know how much they will eventually be worth. So make sure to look out for patterns, plans, recipes on the auction house. So hopefully you were also able to watch this video within a couple of hours after I released it. If not, well then it might be because you were not a subscriber with the notification bell enabled, or maybe not a member of the channel, as members has been able to watch this video for a couple of weeks now. This is also the same case with those who purchased my gold investment document. Those has also known of all these things for a couple of weeks. Nonetheless, when I release a video like this, then it usually has a huge impact on the market, and most of the materials will probably be twice as expensive tomorrow, so you could probably still make a decent investment, but of course it's not guaranteed.